Restaurant Unstoppable. What the most successful restaurateurs know that you don't. Anything we haven't discussed up to 2 or 3 locations that would be of value to our listeners before pressing forward?
I think the other thing, even at one location, that adds a lot of value and that helped to build our culture is, one is presence. So it's really about leadership presence. And are you there? Do your people know you? And do you know your people? And secondly, how do you communicate with your leadership team, and how do you communicate with your full staff? And do people feel like there's a dialogue, and when they raise an issue, it gets addressed, or at least they get a response? So for us, this probably goes back to more of that engineering mindset and practices that we had in our, big multinational companies, but having weekly management team meetings where we were looking at those numbers and saying, hey, this looks kind of off. We overspent on seafood. What can we do next week to get that cost down?
So you would share your numbers with your team?
With the managers, yes.
In what depth would you share those numbers? Like, how much of those numbers would you share with them?
We would really look at the details of that. Not the full profit and loss statement, because, they didn't need to know what the insurance costs were, things like that they couldn't have control. Okay. But really around that food, those labor costs, even utilities, where if suddenly the water bill went up, you found there's a faucet dripping. Hey, look, by not spending $100 on a plumber to fix this faucet, we spend $300 on water.
Yeah.
And making people aware of things like that, or having your simple things like having your thermostats on a program and running a timed program, so you're not air conditioning your building when nobody's in there.
Exactly.
So, those are some of the practices. And then really in that meeting, focusing on people. So, you have to look at the numbers. You always have to look at the numbers, but ultimately, where are you at with your staffing? And do you have somebody you're having an issue with? And what's the issue? How are you working through it? Maybe you're seeing business grow. You need to hire another cook or 2 more servers or whatever it might be. Or somebody brought up an idea of hey, we could add this cocktail, or hey, we can add this menu item, talking through those. So just having a really routine set meeting with a small agenda to keep you on track.
Okay.